So I recently discovered that you can actually still bag in this game without the restrictions Nintendo added in Wave 6. So basically what they did was make it so that if you are stopped or driving in reverse, you won't get a power item when you're bagging. And as you guys can see, I just, accrued 2 items, and yet I just got a star. So what's going on? This is actually a friend room, and we are using custom items. And custom items is what negates this. Although you can literally have it so that you have custom items with every single item on. So it's basically like you're not playing custom items. With a few caveats, of course. The main one is the fact that a lot of items like the blue shell and the shock will be pulled within the first 30 seconds, when normally with the item rule set, they're not allowed to be. So you can probably get a couple, unpredictable early shocks. And also another thing I've noticed is the fact that the blue shell will be spawned sometimes multiple times at the same time, which I find is pretty funny. But other than that, it seems to play pretty well. So in today's video, as you guys can see, we're going to be doing some bagging. I have instructed my channel members to pick only bagging tracks, and I'm going to bag on every single one and see if it will be like the good old days before the Wave 6 nerf. And so far we're off to a good start. Of course, there could be a shock at any moment, but we have a dry Bowser in the lead. And no, I jinxed myself. There is a shock. Classic Yoshi circuit. We had the bill for the bill extension, and the shock ruined my day. Although I can still potentially pull one here, so I'm going to do a little bit of stop bagging. And wait, we do get the bill. I should have just kept going forward. I waited there. Where am I going? All right, let's use the bill in the extension and let's go. Is there going to be a second shock? Maybe, probably not. I think there's another player behind me doing the bill extension too. But this player in first is far enough ahead that we probably won't be able to catch up to them. And I'm going to drift out of the bill, and I'm hitting every single wall. This is terrible. I feel like that literally happens every single time on this track, where the bill drops me off in the most horrendous spot. And we will kick things off with the 6th place. All right, so the first race, we got a middle spot, a 6th place. We're going to run it back on MC3 to see if we can do better. Of course, as you guys know, bagging isn't an automatic win. It still does require some luck, some strategy, and it's not gonna always work out. Like you guys saw, we got shocked out of our build. If we didn't, we would have been in a great spot, but we'll never know. I guess we'll have to see what happens in this next race. I'm gonna do the same strat, get up to 10 coins, try to get power items. Of course, the bullet bill isn't the item we really want on this track, and we get it already anyway, so maybe I'll hold on to it. We are in 9th here. I can just hold on to this for another lap. We'll be in a great spot. This is the track where an early shock doesn't really affect it all too much. And I just called the shock 2 maps in a row. I jinxed myself. Wow. So nothing new. This is just like the good old days. I mean, I still do that. I still jinx myself for sure. But I feel like it's kind of, terrible timing now. Whenever I have the items I want, it gets shocked out of me. It gets taken out of me. And I'll just go wide so we don't get hit by that bill. Make sure to chain at the next set. And I'm going to keep going. What do we get in the pocket? We get the star. That's a great pull. And I can just hold on to this for now. Like I said, I think the play here is to not get hit by this fire, first of all. And then use the bill in the extension. And I have major deja vu to my last video. I literally said the exact same sentence in the same spot to avoid fire. And then I end up using my bullet bill in the shortcut. Wow, what a weird coincidence. I feel like this track is always the same. And we have the star, but when do I want to use it? I'm going to take a risk here and just hold on to it. That's a bomb. Okay, we can narrowly avoid it. And yeah, we're going to chain into this set here and take the shortcut and see what we can do. We are in a great spot. We can red shell that player. We have another red and the shroom. And it looks like it will be enough for the first. So that time it worked out and we get the win. And finally, we have the best track in the game, Toad Circuit. Let's go. Just kidding, of course. I do generally enjoy this track, though. It is a fun track. I think a lot of people dislike it because of its simplicity. But, I always have a good time. Unfortunately, I end up lag trailing that player when I try to block the red. I was going to try to front run, but hey, let's bag. I think I'm going to try to front run a couple tracks in the video. But overall, I think I'm going to bag for the most part. And I should have seen that coming. I think I took their box there. They went for that. We took their mushroom boost and then we end up getting starred. That's okay though. This is generally seen as a bagging track, although I feel like front running is somewhat viable. You know, in today's video, I have instructed people to pick bagging tracks, but, you know, it doesn't have to be a hard bagging track. It can be somewhere in the middle as well. We might get some track maybe like Baby Park where you don't necessarily need to bag on it, but I generally do like to bag, of course. Honestly, let's just burn the bullet bill. I don't really like the bullet bill on this track. I feel like I never know when to use it. And it should drop me off just after the set, actually. I was hoping it would be before the set, but what can you do? And now we have the golden. I'll let a couple people pass me here so that I can get a box in a bottom spot. If you guys didn't know, you want to be in, you know, 9th or lower to get the best item pulls. And oh no, I'm going to get red shelled here. Go golden. Okay, we can land on the boost panel though. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm in 5th. I'm not going to get a good pull here. Let me just hold on to this star for now. Wait, we get triple shrooms. Let's go. I was going to take the shortcut, or I was going to wait rather. Let's just take the shortcut. Is there going to be a late shock? There's not. And we secure the 3rd. What a comeback. Another good race. And we are back on Mushroom Gorge. I think this is generally seen as a semi-bagging track. You know, typically you want to bag a little bit, get some shrooms, and then try to race to the front so that you can take the ending gap cut shortcut every single lap. But I normally like to bag pretty hard on this track. I find it's always really satisfying to get, you know, a late comeback. And the ending section is always chaotic. I feel like whenever I'm in the front of the pack, I always end up getting target shocked off the mushrooms. That's kind of why I feel like I'm generally safer in the back. But of course, it doesn't always happen that way, so I can definitely see a case for front running on this one, at least more than some of the other tracks today. And I'm going to star. We almost got hit by those triple greens. Did I end up starring that player in the air? I'm not sure if I hit them or not. I think it's always hard to tell with the online lag. You know, I feel like I've hit people with not even trying to hit people. At least people have told me that, which is always funny. And let's see, I'm going to bag again. Okay, that's a great pull, although it's kind of pointless to stop there because I didn't get another item. And we steal a fire flower. So I think I'm going to burn my bill on this lap once my boo expires. Really good spot, if you guys didn't know, is actually like right here at the start of the cave. And it should take you all the way over the mushroom section, you know, if you don't pass too many people, of course, which is really clutch for, you know, a lap 3 situation. But it's only lap 2, and I want to burn that sooner rather than later so that I can get rid of my fire in the pocket, just throw that away, and hopefully get a good pull. And all right, there's the shock. That's fine. It looks like a couple players did dodge in the stars, but that should mean that we can catch up even easier and hopefully get some good pulls. I failed the super bounce. The shrooms, the ground shrooms I was going for were taken before I could get there. We need something good. We hit the blue shell bullet. Let's just go now. Like I said last lap, a second bullet bill. Will it get me an item box? It sometimes goes too low, and it does. It goes underneath the item boxes, but we're all the way up into 3rd place just like that. Can we pass this player on the line? We barely cannot, and we get the 3rd. And look at that, another blue shell, 2 blues back to back. That's the custom items coming through. We're back on DS Mario Circuit. This has been my pick the whole time. It finally gets picked. And I actually just realized I have not gotten a single shock dodge this whole time, which is kind of funny. I feel like that's typically, you know, how I do well on bagging tracks. It has just not happened just yet. Hopefully it will in this next race. That last race, I was seconds away. I probably should have just used my bullet bill, because realistically, if I were to use the bullet in the shortcut like my plan was to, at least, I would have just ended up going back on the main track. So I don't think it really would have made that much of a difference. Especially because I had the golden, you know, in the pocket that I was going to use. So maybe I should just spam the bullet bill next time around. You know, always good to take little lessons from these races. And I'm just going to get rid of the bill. I generally don't like the bill on this track. I feel like, you know, I end up passing way too many players and it ends right away every time I've ever used it. And I'd much rather have a star because it is so powerful in the forest section with all the trees. There's so many shortcuts you can take. Let's go ahead and stop bag just for a second, which of course you can still do in wave 6. You just can't get any more than 2 items. And let's keep it going here. And I'm actually going to go wide at this set because I'm all the way up into 4th just like that. I feel like there might be a shock here soon though. If I can chain my star and get another good pull, we're probably going to be in a great position. There's the blue shell. We get another star golden. I'm actually going to burn that right away so I can start the golden timer because I still want to be in the back here. And hopefully I can get a good pull. There's a second blue. So yeah, front running. Of course, it is generally very powerful, but in these custom item rooms, sometimes you get double blues like that, which is just super unfortunate if you are in the front. And it looks like the player in front is actually still up there, you know, near the front at least. We should get a good pull here. We do. We get the triple shrooms. I'm going to go for some protection because we're all the way up into third. We get more shrooms. I'm going to go ahead and take the shortcut. Wait, we're getting bumped all the way off into the side. We had the first place, but that player just completely bumped me sideways. What just happened? And we take the second. And we're back on Dry Desert. This is definitely the OG bagging track in this game. It is such a crazy bagging track. It is so long. There's so much off-road. I have like literally a million shorts about this track, taking the broken golden strat in the off-road. Let's see if we can do it one more time and hopefully get the first. You know, I've been doing well generally in today's video. That last race was tragic on GBA Mario Circuit. I felt like I had the first in the bag there, but I ended up bumping the player that was in second and just completely going sideways, or rather they bumped me and pushed me to the side. I was forced to use my horn on them and secure the second, but I feel like if they weren't there, I would have just went ahead and been able to horn first and finished in a good spot. And as you guys can see, there's probably more players bagging on this track than any track so far, it feels like. Because I feel like generally the players in this room have been front running. At least that's what it seems like. There's always a couple, which is always nice. Of course, that's really where you get into some issues on tracks like Cheeseland, where literally everyone in the room is bagging as well, and no one wants to be the person in first. I've seen that happen generally more in lounge and competitive Mario Kart, but some tracks like Cheeseland and Snowland are definitely the worst for that by far. And yeah, we're just chilling still. Let's try to get up to 10 coins sooner rather than later and smuggle this star into a top spot by using the golden strat, what I talked about earlier. Never mind, I'm going to go in the off-road. I can get one more coin though. That player's doing the same thing, it looks like. We're all throwing. I think there is a little bit of a traction debuff on this track with the sand. Not as much as tracks like Sunset Wilds per se, but definitely something, you know, a little bit, it feels like. All right, let's go now. We're in the off-road. We can spam our golden mushroom. There's a couple players behind me doing the same thing. And I'm going to wait. Okay, that was definitely worth it to hold my star for a little bit there. Although I just completely threw. And now I'm in a tough spot. I'm going to hold on to it. You know, we're in fifth. We're not too far back. If we can get a good pull for the ending shortcut, we'll be in a great spot. That is, if I can hold on to my star until then. Maybe I should chain my star into the last set. Or should I risk it and go for it? You know, I'm going to go for it. That's what bagging is all about, is to go for the first place, not to settle for anything less. And let's go for it now. And it looks like we're going to get it. We start in the off-road and we get the first. What a race. And we're back on GBA Riverside Park, one of my old favorites. Remember when this came out in Wave 4? I always loved bagging on this track. And you know what? I'm in first, so let's go for the front run. If I get taken out, I'll just drop out and bag, which is probably one of the best parts because a lot of tracks, it's hard to fight through the pack. But if you're starting, you know, in the front, you might as well go for it. And we're going to do just that. You know, there was no shock in that last race. So I feel like front running might be fine if that's the case, you know, depending on how many blues are thrown, of course. This is custom items after all. But we already have double protection, 8 coins. We are in a great spot already. And a little bit of a lead on the rest of the pack, but I'm not sure if that's just because this is a bagging track or not. Go ahead and grab another coin and keep it rolling here. And okay, there's the first shock. No surprise, we're going to get red shelled. And we're still in first. There's someone in a bill catching up. I'm just going to take my time here. Yeah, we're going to get red shelled again. Okay, that is my sign that I was talking about. We're just getting quadruple comboed. We just got double redded, shocked, triple redded, shocked, and blue shelled in the span of I don't know how long. That actually brought me down all the way to 11th, which is kind of hilarious. Thankfully, this is lap 2 and not lap 3, so that I can try to, you know, catch up, get some coins here. People are getting hit left and right and dropping some for me, which is great. All right, let's go ahead and shroom and then use the bill in the off-road. And I get the golden. That's not too bad for the pocket. This should drop me off very soon. And then I can go ahead and golden in the shortcut here. That is a terrible drop-off, though. It sends me flying. We get sniped, and then we get hit with the shock. So the golden was pretty useless. I was really hoping for a star, of course. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for us there. There's like a bajillion bananas everywhere. So we're just going to throw those greens and snipe ourselves. This is just tragic. And then I got Sophia, it looks like, with another one. What a terrible race for me. I just got hit by everything left and right. And the ghost is going to get hit with the blue and almost hit me. And we get the 10th. And we're back with the second half of the video. Refresh the room. There might be a couple new faces joining, and we have the classic Cheeseland. Let's go. And to my surprise, only like 2 or 3 people stopped to bag. I was gonna front run since I started in first, since I'm the host of the room, to see what would happen. But hey, I can drop out to bag now that I got redded out anyways. I probably would have no matter what. We can go ahead and hit the double a few times here. See what we can get. We get the golden piranha plant. All right, interesting. I guess we'll have to see what we can get at the next set. Of course, 2 items that I have to wait to get rid of. I can't chain instantly, unfortunately, so it didn't really matter. And I would have had to go forward regardless of the next set. And I'm going to go right into the banana. Where am I going? All right, let's try that again. What can we get? We get the triple shrooms bullet bill. And the bullet bill is exactly the item we want. We have the golden in the pocket. Do I want to go for bill extension? You know what? Let's go for bill extension lap 2. I normally would rather go for it lap 3. But we have the golden mushroom. Why not just go for it? Is there going to be a shock? Can we get the shock dodge? It looks like it's not going to happen. We're going to go all the way up into first place with the golden, actually. What the heck was that? And that red shell is going to go by me because it looks like it got thrown. And wait, it's still not hitting the player in first. What is this lag right now? That was like trailing behind them for quite a while, funny enough. And maybe I should have just used my golden because we're going to get red shelled. And I don't really know what to do. Do I hold on to the golden? Do I go for it? You know, I'm just going to hold on to it for now. See what happens. That player just got hit by something. First has a bit of a lead. At least we are safe from getting blued, although I do have a golden, so I could potentially dodge it. But I'd rather hold this for the ending shortcut. Assuming there's no shock. If there is, well, we're in a bad spot. Either way, there's the bill. I'm going to stay to the side so I don't get billed. And okay, it looks like it was lagging. Actually, like spawned on top of me. This player has the star. We're going to just go for it early. Wait, they have the golden too, actually. I thought it was a star, so I went early so that they wouldn't hit me. But it looks like that will be enough for the first, and the other player with the golden gets the second. So they went for bill extension lap 3. I went for it lap 2. Top 2. What a race. And we're back on GBA Sunset Wilds. Do I front run once again? Do I try? I'm going to go for it. You know, last race kind of worked out. I ended up getting the shock dodge and recovering pretty well for a 3rd place. Although it helped someone got blue like literally right on the line for me. It looks like someone already took a shortcut. Wait, I went in between the item boxes. I feel like that always happens when I'm using small characters, but it always surprises me whenever I'm using a middleweight or heavy character, because I forget it can even happen. And yeah, I'm just going to go right through the item set there. Gotta watch out for that backed green. Gotta watch out for that snipe green. Wow, almost lost track of it and got hit on the ramp there. I don't know, yellow has another bomb. Yellow bombed me before. We can go ahead and red them for trying to bomb me, and it will connect. We evade it. I was going to go for the snipe with the banana there, but actually got stolen. And we actually get the mushroom perfectly in time for the blue shell dodge. Thankfully, I was in second when I went through the item box. So that definitely worked out. Let's get up to 10 coins and let's keep going. I'm really curious to see what will happen. I'm going to try to stay in first. There's another boo. I guess so many players are bagging, and the bagging rules are a little bit different, that there's been a ton of boos and a ton of blues. 2 blue shells and 2 boos already. That is crazy. Red shell. We get the iframe dodge, thankfully, though. So we are in an all-right spot. Definitely not a good spot. The pack is close. There's so many shortcuts on this track. No lead is safe. And I'm still not confident going inside. You can kind of go inside this little oil slick path. I'm just going to go outside. Let's go ahead and trap the double. Hopefully negate people from going for it. Okay, we get the horn finally for another shell. Another red shell, maybe blue shell. Okay, that's a star indicator. I thought that was the blue shell or something. Looks like we are in a decent spot. There could still be a shock or something. Yeah, there's a bullet bill literally in like 3rd place right now. But it looks like it's just not going to be enough. And we will get the first from front running. Let's go. A lot of people don't really bag on. At least I never see people bag on. This is one of my favorite bagging tracks because you get to drive around the loop. At the start, Smores is doing it with me. I feel like so many people always do this with me. Yeah, we're both going a second time too, funny enough. And oh wait, they went for the same box. I couldn't tell because of the ghost. And we're actually only in 9th. I think there's 1 CPU, but I feel like we should be in a much lower spot. So that just shows that there actually are quite a few people bagging. And I think that last race really illustrates that you really have to make your move at the right time, because I end up getting super horned. And if I didn't, I think I would have maybe been able to pull off like a 4th or a 5th. But I was a little bit behind where I wanted to be, as well as going wide to go for the double box when I didn't get it anyway. So it's kind of a waste of time. So between those two things definitely hindered my race at least a little bit. So I probably could have gotten a top spot, or rather a better spot than I had gotten. And of course, as always, you know, this shock definitely didn't help. And speaking of shocks, there's another shock. It looks like I jinxed it, but I ended up getting shocked after the line with the invincibility. So if that was before I finished the race, you know, I would have ended up dodging and probably getting a much better spot. And what is that pull? We get the boo bullet bill. You know, I'm just gonna bill now. The player in front of me got one too. It should keep pace with them probably. Maybe we can pass them. If I take the inside line, I will, because I'm steering. And I also have 10 coins, which definitely helps. But do I want to drop out? First and second are pretty far up, actually. So as always, I'm just going to slow down a little bit. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, you want to generally get a box in the bottom spot. And this player is going to bag with me a little bit. We can go ahead and finally get the box. And we get the shock, actually. Is there anyone in a dodge right now? It looks like there's one bill. So I can go ahead and shock everybody. I don't think anyone dodged there. It looks like one player did. No, I was too busy distracted looking at the map to see if anyone had dodged. But I ended up going right into that shell that was on the ground. Oh wait, that's an amazing pull, because the next section has a huge grass off-road. Assuming I don't get shocked out of this, I can hold the bill for that shortcut. There's a blue shell, there's a green shell. Wow, I wasn't sure where to go. I didn't want to get smart bounce. I didn't want to get hit by the blue on the track. All right, I think the play is to hop a little bit in the off-road and then go. The bill will take the shortcut for me. It looks like the blue shell just hit not too far up. We have the star in the pocket. The bill's going to drop me off. And okay, we're going to go now. Is there going to be a super late shock here? I don't think I can even catch up if there's not going to be. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be a little bit too late, but I will secure the third. Definitely an improvement over that last race. And we're back once again on Palamari Desert. Last time, things didn't quite work out for me. Maybe I'll try to front run this time around. Of course, we almost had the first because of the blue shell, but then there's a red shell to ruin my day. We end up getting the third place anyways, so it didn't really make that much of a difference. And let's see, I unfortunately missed the box there. There's a red shell coming for a second. And it looks like most players are front running. I think there's a couple of CPUs in the back. So maybe only like 1 or 2 players are bagging. Actually, there's one more in a ghost that I missed. And we can go ahead and grab these coins, hold on to our coin. Never mind, that's a red shell. As always, you know, if I get redded out of first place, then I will be just dropping out and bagging a little bit. I think this track is over sooner than you know. It's actually not that long, you know, with the way they changed up how the laps are in this game. And we can just hold on to the coin. That's a banana almost sniping me. Okay, we get the green shell. Wait, this player just came out of nowhere. There's a red shell coming for him. We can go ahead and get rid of the green there. I actually meant to back that, not throw it forward. That looks like we are good to not get smart bounce, but I'm going to throw. Actually, that almost came back to get me, and then I had to swerve to avoid the train. Okay, there's the shock. My green shell's perfectly in the middle. That means everyone probably got shocked out of their box near me, but there could be some interesting pulls here. You know, a lot of people could still take the off-road shortcut and end up passing me. We barely don't go off-road there. Another red shell. And we get some good protection here at the next set. We'll see what happens. There's the blue. And wait, we get the super horn just on time. What a clutch pull. And is that going to be it? No, of course it's not. There's always a red shell, guys. This is Mario Kart Deluxe. That's a second. That's a third. Well, we had such a lead that second pulled not 1, not 2, but 3 reds. And we get the second. And we're back on GBA Mario Circuit. New track we have not played in today's video yet. I am trying to do every single bagging track. Of course, there are quite a few tracks that aren't necessarily hard bagging tracks, but can definitely, you know, be considered tracks that you can bag on at least. I'm going to fail the off-road cut there. Let's just red shell that player. Goomba, that is. And you know what? I'm going to bag. Why am I trying to front run this track? I never try to run this track. Let's just go in the off-road. Go ahead, get some coins, go on the little glider here. I'm actually going to miss it. I always think you can hop onto that for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Definitely not a thing in this game. We can go ahead and throw our boomerang, get some more coins, and go for another item box. Okay, we get it. That player almost took it from us. What can we... With the triple shrooms, we're up to 10 coins, and I think we're in a good spot. You know, we don't want to be too far ahead. Definitely want to get some, you know, triple shrooms, maybe a star for the end. Let's just go ahead and burn this golden as well. Hopefully chain at the next set here. Let's see what we can get. And I don't really need to stop to bag. Oh, I went for the double. Oh, I thought I actually only got the single there because the other player almost took that from me. Let's go ahead and go for the shroomless cut. There's so many players. I don't want to get hit by those triple shells. All right, we're good. Is there going to be a shock? Let's just go ahead and use my star. So in the off-road here, I think that's a linked CPU actually. Yeah, it looks like it is. Go ahead and use a shroom. Oh, we get the triple red shells. Now the thing is, do we want to save the shrooms? Do we want to get rid of it? Let's just go ahead and use them. Go ahead and throw these red shells at first. And it looks like it's gonna connect. We get the boomerang as well. And we can just back it, of course, and get the first. And we're back on Mario Kart Stadium. Another Mario track, another bagging track. I feel like all the Mario themed tracks in this game are bagging tracks for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Let's go for the shroomless cut. Never mind. I'm gonna get leg trailed in the shroomless cut. We almost got hit twice. That player backed their banana, but I still had iframes. I just got bumped in the off-road too. What was that beginning? Well, looks like I'm bagging, ladies and gentlemen. As always, was not trying to. Was just trying to front run, and we end up getting hit out. That's okay though. I think I'm much more comfortable, you know, bagging on this track and trying to come back. Let's go ahead and wait, use our star, get the double box, try to get some more coins as always. And okay, we get another triple shroom star pull. Not too bad. I definitely don't want to fall too far behind. I find this track is definitely a little bit tricky to, you know when the right time is to catch up. Because the section in the middle here is really, you know, not a lot of shortcuts, that is. Okay, thankfully our golden gets stolen. I was trying to burn that, but I guess it will just go away instantly. We can go ahead and stop to bag here. Get the triple shroom star. And we can go. I think the key here is to really just, you know, get a good item for the shortcut at the end and somehow take that to a middle spot because it is so powerful. Let's go ahead and drop down. Welcome. We have the triple shrooms as well. And is there going to be a shock? I feel like there hasn't been a shock in a couple of races here, actually. We can just go ahead and hold on to these shrooms for now. I'm actually just going to go around. I'm not even going to go for the shortcut. Okay, that's a star. Going to watch out for that player. Some greens. Okay, those bounced. We're good. I'm actually going to stop and go ahead and chain. Oh, I failed. I only got one box there. I panicked and didn't use it quick enough. Let's use one shroom in the off-road. That's a blue shell. That's a horn as well. Gotta watch out for all the hazards literally everywhere. And we can go ahead and drop down and use our shrooms in the shortcut. And it looks like I will only get the 5th place. And we're back finally on Excite Bike Arena. It's about time, you know, we have not played this track at all tonight, in today's video rather. And of course, as always, there's going to be a ton of players bagging with me here. And I think this track is definitely viable to front run. I feel like it really depends on the players in the room. Because, at least in my experience playing competitive, I feel like I've been able to front run this track and consistently get a top spot. But of course, you know, at higher levels, definitely a little bit more challenging with more players bagging, with more players, you know, being more knowledgeable about bagging, which I really think that's kind of what it comes down to with bagging. It really depends, you know, how many other players are doing it, because the more people in the back with you, the more players that are able, or rather likely to pull the shock rather. And I need some more coins. This is always a struggle. Actually, we steal one. I was gonna say, it's always a struggle to get coins in this track unless you know what you're doing, you know, with the ramp strats. I guess that is not too bad. Oh no, that player takes the coin I was going for. We actually missed that one. And we get the bill. Do I want to bill now? Do I want to wait? You know what? Let's go ahead and bill in the off-road. Why not? We'll collect another box there. Maybe get a couple coins. We get one more at least. We have the star in the pocket. Like there has not been a shock in a couple races actually, to my surprise. So I think what I'll do here is just actually wait a second and go ahead and get the box in like 10th there maybe. And what do we get? Oh, we get 4 shrooms, not the pull I was looking for. And oh no, we're gonna get hit actually. Let's go ahead and just chain all those 3 shrooms. Save the last one for the shortcut coming up. Never mind. I'm just gonna use the golden. We pull it. Wait, did I just land on a random banana? Hello, where even was that? I just lost all my coins that I worked so hard to build up. That is unfortunate. And then I'm gonna throw and go too wide. I wasn't even trying to go for the double there, but I end up hitting it. And yeah, that's probably my race. And funny enough, what I mentioned earlier, the Mario player, I'm pretty sure has been front running the whole time. And it looks like they're gonna get the first. I just have been getting comboed like crazy. I threw a little bit here and there, but definitely not my best race. I pull yet another golden, and we're gonna finish all the way down in 10th. And we're back on GBA Snowland this time. Honestly, this might just be the, you know, one true bagging track left, because the way these item boxes move, the game doesn't consider you're actually bagging, because you are moving forward a little bit here and there to actually collect them. So I found that bagging still kind of works all the same on this track, which is kind of nice. But for the most part, of course, with the Wave 6 changes, you basically can't bag the same way on pretty much every other track. But today's definitely been, you know, a fun experiment. Definitely bagging is a lot more viable with these custom item sets, you know, the way it kind of used to be, rather. And although there hasn't been really very many shocks the last few races, there hasn't been like any shocks, it feels like, actually. We'll go ahead and throw the blue shell. We get the blue shell snipe. And we're actually in 7th. I don't want to be in 7th. If I get triple shrooms here, though, I am in a great spot. And yeah, look at that. I pull the triple shrooms. Let's go ahead and go for the shortcut and try to smuggle these. Hopefully the no shock streak keeps up, you know, for these next couple laps, so we can just hold on to these shrooms and finish in first. Because if I'm able to hit the shortcut the next lap, I'm going to be in an incredible spot for the end of the race. Let's just go ahead and take this shortcut. I actually like clip off the wall. I thought I was gonna like get bounced backwards there. I don't. We somehow don't get lag trailed. Wait, we get lag trailed finally after I hit them. That was weird. It took a couple seconds to register, maybe. We can go ahead and go for the shortcut. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to chain another box, but we're all the way up into 3rd. And I think the play here is just to hold onto this star. And never mind, we're gonna get target shocked. I was thinking about chaining it into the set, but I decided not to. And unfortunately, we get unlucky and we get shocked. And that player's going to pass me. It looks like they got the shock dodge. That player's going to try to star me. We can boomerang them. And we're probably going to get passed by like a couple players here at the very end. Actually, only one. And we get the 5th. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.